guys, and welcome to Classic TV Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on the real story of why Norman Fell left Three's Company. You gotta hand it to Norman Fell. The guy knew when he had a good thing going. And the role of Stanley Roper on Three's Company was a very good thing indeed. For 3 seasons beginning in 1976, he, along with actress Audra Lindley, played the wacky landlords who frequently butted into the lives of their tenants, Jack, Chrissy, and Janet, on the classic series. Fell, who had previously appeared in roles in dozens of films and TV shows, including The Graduate, was a genuinely funny guy with pitch-perfect comedy timing. To this day, whenever you want to, you can conjure up that image in your head of Stanley Roper breaking that fourth wall, looking straight at the camera with that wicked little smile of his. You probably can too, I'm for sure. Fell had been a journeyman actor for years before landing Three's Company, and he didn't want to give up the great thing he had going, especially not to take a chance on a spin-off series for the Ropers. When the producers of Three's Company, along with Audra Lindley, started to apply pressure to Fell during the 3rd season about leaving to shoot their own series, he would be politely and firmly decline to even engage in the conversation. He was happy to be in Three's Company. It was a huge hit, and the successful TV programs are hard to come by. At some point during that fateful 3rd season, the producers decided to offer Norman the equivalent of a money-back guarantee. If he filmed a spin-off series and it didn't work out, he and Lindley would be welcomed back to Three's Company. Even with the guarantee, Fell was still hesitant to jump ship and take risk. But in the end, he caved. On March 13th of 1979, the Ropers debuted on ABC television to fantastic ratings all spring and summer long. New episodes of the Ropers competed against reruns of other shows, and as you might guess, Stanley and Helen were triumphant. However, when the show returned in the fall, ABC decided to move the program to a new time slot, and wouldn't you know it, ratings started to dip. When that happened, week after week, the production company's promise loomed. If things didn't work out, then Fell and Lindley would be able to go back to Three's Company. Of course, in the meantime, the producers of Three's Company had to fill the void left by the absence of the Ropers, which they did with the comedy legend Don Knotts. Knotts played the new landlord Ralph Furley, an out-of-touch, aging swinger who didn't know that time had passed him by. He considered himself a real ladies' man, much the same way as the Deputy Barney Fife had. In fact, the similarities between Ralph Furley and Deputy Fife were plentiful. Ralph Furley was a hoot, and with each passing episode, Stanley and Helen seemed to become more and more of a memory. Meanwhile, as the new season of the Ropers progressed, the network moved the show around to a few different time slots, hoping that superlative ratings that they had seen early on would return. Unfortunately, for everyone involved in the spinoff, they did not. The show was canceled on May the 22nd of 1980, just 14 months after its premiere. When they say you can never truly go home again, they may have been directly referring to Norman Fell. Despite his best efforts and multiple conversations with the producers of Three's Company, it turned out neither he nor Lindley would be returning after all. You see, the Ropers had technically had 2 seasons, a short abbreviated first season that ran from March to August in 1979, and then a full second season that ran from September of 1979 to May of 1980. As such, the producers had technically honored their end of the contract. Fell could have returned to the Three's Company if it had been canceled during the summer of 1979, but it wasn't. And because of that, both he and Finley were struck out of luck. Over the years, all parties expressed regret regarding how the whole deal played out. Fell certainly felt bad, but you know what? He didn't let that get him down. During the next decade and a half, he would make numerous guest appearances on various TV shows. However, even though he was constantly working, he never again had a hit series to call his very own. Way back then, Fell knew exactly how special it was to have a job to go to week after week. He didn't want to give it up. He really didn't. And I think it's really, really crappy of the powers that be that didn't let them come back and using a technicality on that. And I think that was the plan from the get-go. I don't think they ever planned to let him come back. And it's just a sad thing that it's just the way Hollywood works, man. That's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video. I'd appreciate it. You have a great day. God bless you. And I pray for you.